Hello guys, welcome to the second part of the tutorial, and in this tutorial we will be covering the final modeling. After that we will texture our model and then we will compose it in Blender obviously, and we will add some particle effects also. So let's start and create the what we left, which is bulb. Okay, press pen, and now we are going to take our second reference for the bulb. So again go to images, and this is the bulb reference, and open it. So this is the kind of bulb we are going to create. So first switch off all these objects which we created, and to create this look we need a sphere, UV sphere. Create that, Z to wireframe, and align it to the model, to your reference. Press S to scale, drag your mouse, and something like this, and scale a bit more there, and again scale. Yeah, it's looking kind of good. Now we have to delete some faces so that we can continue our model. So go to your faces mode and first press tab, and faces mode is selected. Press A or double A to select and deselect everything. Then select these faces by selecting Control, left mouse button, and drag it, and delete by faces. So our faces is deleted now, you can see that. Okay, so again go to your edges mode, select one edge, whatever, and Control E to select edge loops, and F to fill the hole. Okay, now the go select the faces, and you can see already this face is selected. Press 1 to your front view, and now continue to create the shape of the bulb. So press E to extrude and drag it down, enter, scale, and place it around here, maybe a bit here. Okay, something like that. Again press E, enter, S to scale, and something like this. E, scale, something like this. E again, repeat the command, and grab the shape you want to create. Then E again, scale a bit, E again, scale, E again, scale, E again, and one more time, scale, and okay, so the bulb is almost done here now, the upper part of the bulb. So you can see, and go to your edges mode. Okay, this looking pretty good. Just add the subdivision modifier on that, and you can see, press Z, it's looking pretty good. So now we have to create the lower part of that. Switch off this layer and take the cylinder again for this, and this time, okay, press Z, place it over here, S to scale, and maybe around here again, scale, okay, and put it over here, again scale. Okay, that would be good. Press tab to the edit mode, twice A to select or deselect everything, and control R to make some edge loops. So one loop here, control R, one more loop here, maybe control R, enter to place here, control R, again enter to create another loop, control R, few more, and we are just almost at the finish stage. Okay, over here, control R, here. So it's almost in the final stage, so control R, one more here, maybe around here something. Okay, so it's looking pretty cool. Go to your faces mode and select those faces, obviously. Press E and scale and a bit around here. Continue this to your left faces, E and then scale. You can again go to faces, E and S for scale. Okay, again for this one, E, scale, and around here. Okay, and for this we are going to scale, oops, sorry, let's see what we can do. Okay, just go to your vertices mode and press these vertices, not these, and scale them down a bit. Okay, and select these, scale, maybe around here, and again select these, scale. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is the whole thing we are going to create. So let's finish it very quickly. Okay, it's almost done now, and just add the modifier, which is subdivision. Okay, and press Z. Okay, just a few more loops here to get the fine look. Press maybe around here, control R around here, control R around here, just make that quickly around here, control R around here, control R, control R. So it's up to you. How can you create your model with you can take it to the next level, make it more detailed, which is I'm not going to do that because I'm just creating this for the tutorial purpose, guys. So scale it a bit here, control R, and something like that, control R again, and yes. So exit your mode, and now you can see it's looking almost like that. One more thing that we have to do is one control and select, go to the faces mode, select this and press E and scale, press E, scale. Okay, that's done now. And for same thing for this, E, then scale, E to extrude and then scale. Okay, now we can see it's done now. Our bulb is completed, and which we can see here. Sorry. Okay, so it's, our bulb is completed now. So let's place it to its position. So enable all the things we have created earlier. So select both of them, scale, and over here Z to your wireframe mode, press when, and we don't need that right now. Then press rotate on 90, maybe 180, yes, okay, 180 degrees, and then place it over here, scale a bit so we can see, scale a bit more, and you can see it's looking perfectly fine now. Okay, so the modeling is almost done. Let's move to the texturing part, and before that we have to smooth our meshes. So go to your tools and then select smooth, do that on everything, smooth, smooth, select and smooth, select and smooth. So it's almost done. So let's go to the texturing part. So let's create a control point for this, for our model. Press 1 and create a empty, maybe go to empty and plane axis, which is here, and place it just center of the model. Yes, just like that. And what we're gonna do is select everything, and then select everything, then select the your empty and control P to parent all the things to this empty. So what we get after that is, if we move the empty, the whole model will move. Okay, you can see that, right? So it's very handy if you want to rotate or things to do with the model. It's pretty easy when you do that. Okay, so now we have to create a camera for our scene, because we have to place just like we have seen in the teaser of the tutorial. So go to your perspective, front view, orthographic front view, and we have to create the camera from the view just like the front view. Okay, so we have two options. If you can go to view and align view and select this option, align active camera to view, or just press Ctrl Alt and 0. So you can see our camera is created just from the view, and we might have to change a bit. So drag it over this here, and let's make some adjustments. Okay, so place it around here maybe. Okay, maybe Okay, it's looking pretty cool now. Okay, so our camera is in position now, and let's start texturing. Okay, so first we gonna create, okay, one more thing left is we have to create a background of our background image, create a plane for our background image. Okay, so let's go to create and create a plane, scale it around here maybe. Shift C, okay, maybe here, and to rotate it around maybe here, and let's go to our camera view and place it around here, and then you can manipulate according to your vision, just like that. I'm going to create, okay, and maybe here something. So our plane is in position, and now first start texture our background plane. So tear this another view and go to your image viewer and import an image. Open image and source images, and we are going to use this image for the background. Yes, this one, and pull it around here and make this a node editor. Okay, so go to your material tab and create new. Oops, select your cycles renderer. Okay, use default, and you can see our material is ready, which we can rename it VG matte. Okay, so select your plane tab, select everything, go to mesh, UV unwrap and UV, and you can see it's already UV mapped on our image. So if you want to apply this on it, shift A to get this toolbar for material, shader, everything. So go to your texture, image texture, open source images, and select the same image and select in the colored value, and go to your texture mode, and you can see, yes, it's looking perfectly fine. Okay, so next thing is we have to texture this. So create a new material again, and we are going to use another image for this, and which is this texture, which I will include the download link for you guys. You can download from the link below in the description. So our material is ready, and shift A again, image texture, open source images, import this texture in here and attach to this. Now we have to UV map it. So tab, press once or twice A on keyboard to select everything, go to mesh, UV unwrap, and for this we are going to use UV map, and go to your camera view and go to your UV map and project from view. Okay, so when you do that, it will project your texture from the view, which is not looking quite good right now. So press 5 to orthographic view, and again, now once again go to your edit mode, mesh, UV unwrap, and project from view. Or maybe we can use a cylindrical, which is looking pretty good, I think. Okay, in our case we are going to project from view option. So again, tab and project from view. Yeah, okay, it's looking good from here. And again, go to your this and apply the same material. We are going to apply the same material for all these things. So shift control this, sorry, select this, press shift, select this also, and then select the material, last material which we applied, and then control L and link materials. Okay, so just we now have to UV this materials. So tab and press A twice or once or twice, so select everything and go to your map, UV map, and first apply maybe cylindrical, and let's see what happened. Yeah, for this we can work with this, and for this again tab, select everything and UV unwrap and go to cylindrical. So I think we apply the textures on this, so the last thing is left is the base of the lamp. Okay, so what we are going to do is create a new material for that. Shift A, image, texture, open, and this time we are going to use another material with other texture, which is this one, kind of both textures, and again open here that texture. Okay, and cool. So tab, select everything and go to mesh and UV unwrap and cylindrical mapping. Yes, it's done. So you can see how easily we can apply the materials, because Blender gives a really cool options to UV or texture things, and when we achieve some simple looks. Okay, so it's almost done here now. For this you can see now the last thing is left is our bulb, which is bulb matte. So it's kind of glowing material, so obviously we can use the emission shader for this, and which is here, and maybe around its value, maybe first 5 would be good, 5, maybe 6, oops, 7 maybe, and try out the color around yellowish, which we can see mostly when we in night. Okay, kind of yellowish look, which you can see over here, right? So go to here, let's see how it's looking. So in the rendering tab, just enable your GPU rendering, so it will compute fast. And for now, just cancel this another viewport. So go to your Control Shift Z to see the rendering. Okay, it's looking pretty good now. We are almost there, guys. So One thing you can see is if I am rendering, it's rendering everything. I just need to render in the box, so you can select your option, which is kind of here, border, I think. Yes, this is the option which you can expand it. You can see the border, so it will only render the things which is under the box. Okay, shift again Z to go back to your normal mode. So let's make some lights to lit up a scene. Okay, so now I'm going to create another light, which is the area light. So you can create by shift A, go to your lamp and area light. Okay, so place it around here and go to your light properties and make it rectangular. Okay, give it a value around 4.5 something. Yeah, that would be good. Place it maybe here, which is because we kind of need a side light. Okay, so maybe around here. Yeah, give the intensity around 400 and rotate a bit, maybe here. Yeah, so maybe something here. Okay, this light is set up now, so let's see how our scene is looking now. Shift Z to again hit enter. And why my scene is not seeing the light? Why it's not showing the texture of this image? Let's see what happened. Select this. Okay, I didn't connect it to the diffuse, so it was not showing that. Now I can see, I think. Yeah, yes, it's looking kind of good. So one more thing we have to add, we have to increase the intensity of this light also. Go to around 20 maybe. And one more thing which you have to do is go to your world and this option, this value. Okay, make it whole black. Okay, because we have to create a night scene, we don't want any illuminance. Okay, so now let's see how it's looking again. Yes, this is the kind of look we are going to achieve. One more thing which we have left is we have to create, I think, okay, one more thing, which is we have to rotate our light a bit. So press this button here, the rotation manipulator button, and rotate your light here, something maybe, yeah, something here. And let's see how it's looking now. Yes, it's giving now the kind of feel which we are going to achieve. Okay, okay, so it's almost in the final position. So if you want, you can create one more light for your scene, and if you don't, then you don't have to create what I am going to use, which is a sphere light, maybe around here something, and place it over here, just maybe a bit here. Yeah, go to its material and add a material and give it an emission shader, almost like maybe 0.725 yellowish and 0.081 maybe. Yeah, okay, kind of yellowish color. And yeah, then its intensity, scale a bit, maybe a bit. Okay, so if you need, you can add some bump or which we can say the displacement to our texture to make it more, to look it more real. So for that we can use same for this same texture to add in the displacement. But how to control that? So press A, go to your color and mix RGB node, set it to the multiply and place it the second value and go to its displacement. And when you enable this, you can see here the preview. If you go full 1, it's completely displaced, or you can see the high displacement of the on the model. But we need a subtle effect of bump, so we are going to use around 1.17 maybe. Yeah, that would be looking good. And for this we have a normal map for this, so we have to use that. Then go to your texture image, open it and go to here and select this one, and then create again RGB node, go to multiply, color, go to displacement, maybe value of 0.15, and sometime it's not working the way we want, so we have to add an input mode, because in this the texture will bump inside, so we have to add what we call it, input, and where it is, texture, not here, yes, input. Okay, so let's see how it's looking in the viewport, and let's see, it's not looking good I think, but we have to increase some samples so that we can see. Preview maybe 20 and shift Z again to see the render. Yeah, it's way more, so we have to around 0.02 maybe. Yeah, we need the subtle effect. Okay, so it's looking almost done. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to create a particle system for our scene. Okay, so for this, first create a plane, and please don't forget to save your scene, guys. Okay, place it over here maybe, and up a bit, and scale it, press S to scale, and maybe to maybe around here, and just place here I think. So maybe around here our plane, and that's it. So let's create our particles. So go to your particles, create new, and what it does, go to again your timeline. If you play it, it will creating particles something like this, but we don't need it like this. So what we are going to do is, first we have to decrease the numbers, which we are around 100 maybe, and we have to increase the damp value so the particle will not come down as fast as which we were seeing. So maybe around 0.3 340 maybe. So if I again place, you can see how slowly they are coming, but they are dying so earlier. So for this we have to increase the lifetime of the particles, so maybe around 200 maybe, so they will come down. And we have to set our start and end frame now, so I'm going to 240 for the end frame, and same here 240. Okay, control S to save. So let's play the particles and see how it's looking now. And now you can see our particle is coming down. Okay, but not the way we want. We don't want them to come in a uniform way. So what we're gonna do is, first again we have increase the damp value, which is here 0.5 maybe, it's good. Yeah, okay. So after setting up this, we have to add a turbulence field so that we can make some turbulence in the particles. So for this we have to create another empty plane axis, empty, place it around here, and go this button, physics option, and click on force field, force, and then select the what is turbulence strength, maybe around 15 maybe, good for now. Yeah, something around that. And let's see how our particle is coming down now, and you can see how they are floating now, right? So this is kind of field we are going to achieve, right? So we are pretty close. And okay, so if we want to if we are going to render these particles right now, and you can see the particles are not rendering, so we have to do something to make them visible. So the thing is, first we have to just go to your particles option, and you can see here it's in render tab, you can see it's on halo. Okay, so go to your this option, object, and we have to create an object which we can instance these particles. Okay, so create an ecosphere, because we don't want it to very heavy. Place it around here, which will be not visible in the render. Okay, so go to particles again, and here duplicate object, select the ecosphere. Okay, and when we play the animation of particles, you can see our ecospheres are coming down, but these are like same in size, so we have to randomize it. So maybe the value of 0.0001 maybe, maybe we have to decrease a bit more, 0.003 maybe. Yeah, that's looking good. And the randomization around 0.9, so the particles will look randomized in shape. Okay, some big, some small, and some medium. Okay, so it's done now. So we have to give a texture to our particles. So go to your editor, and particles are glittering type, so we have to give the shader of emission shaders. So go to emission and just for the instance, maybe the value of maybe 25, maybe 30 is good. Okay, so go to your render view and let's see if they are visible. Okay, first we have to see the particles. Maybe where are they? They are here. And let's play the animation and see where are those. Okay, and now see how it's looking in render. And you can see a very tiny particles over here, and we just want something like this. Okay, so these are looking completely white right now, so we have to do something to make them believable, looking good. Okay, so what we can do is, so let's go to your node editor and select your ecosphere, which is the color of your particles, and shift A, go to shader and transparent shader, then shift A to shader, mix shader. Okay, and what we are going to do is, actually I learned this trick from Enterprise, from its Blender Guru tutorial, and you can find it on the blenderguru.com and YouTube channel also. So what we are going to do is connect this transparent PSDF into this, and we have to create a particle info node, then we have to add a divide node, divide, where is it, shift A, shader, okay, sorry, my bad, which is math node, set it to divide, enable the clamp, age to its first value and the lifetime to its second value. Okay, now create a color ramp, disable this, now color ramp, maybe ramp, it's easier to search directly. Okay, collect this to its spec value and this spec its color to its emission color. Okay, and this value to its spec value. Okay, so what we are going to do here is, we are going to achieve the look when the particles are closer to the light, they will more bright, and when they go far from the light, they will disappear, like they are losing their life. Okay, so to create that look, we have created this setup, and for more info you can go to the blenderguru.com, the Spark tutorial, which is really good. Okay, so for this we are going to change the ramp colors, maybe for this maybe a yellowish, and here we are going to get something bright, maybe red. So this setup will give you the feel of what I was talking about, the life of the particles. So let's see again how the particles looking now, and you can see a very tiny particles here, like here, but they are not bright as we were looking earlier. Okay, so you can see it closely here. Okay, so everything is almost done now, so we are going to Okay, in our timeline view, now we have to cache our particles. So we have to see, like when we are going to animate or render this scene, the particles are floating in the scene from the beginning. So to do that, select your this plane from the particles are emitting and go to your start value to maybe -200, and in here click on this tab to modify the timeline or customized start value -200, and now you can see our timeline is from -200. So go to your view, Control S, and in the particles tab you can, where it is, cache and bake all dynamics, so that way it will bake your scene. So let's see, our particles are, you can scrub through your timeline now and your particles are fully baked. So it's, we are just in the ending stage of the tutorial, and let's see. Okay, let's create the animation for our camera. It's slow motion. Let's go to here, sorry. Okay, select your camera, 0. Okay, we have to animate it, and the first frame of our animation will be here. It will look something like this. Just go to your keyframe, select your camera and select the keyframe, insert keyframe, and on the 240 frame, yeah, kind of something this. So again, keyframe, and now if you scrub through your timeline you can see we have the animation, but we have to do one more thing. Go to your what is it, graph editor, and in which axis, I think it's running in y-axis. Okay, select the y-axis. Okay, and select the both points, go to your keys and interpolation and select the linear. Okay, so this way your animation will start from starting to the end. Start from this, show you timeline, and you can see from first frame to the last frame your animation will continue. It will not give you the feel of ease in and ease out. Okay, so it's almost done now here. So we are going to see how it's looking after rendering, but before that we have to create a depth of field look which will gives our scene a more realistic look. So to do that, select your camera, go to camera, and in the depth of field tab select the object which you wanna make the focal point or focus. So I'm going to use the first empty, which is the control point of our lamp. This is this lamp. So, and go to aperture and f-stop and maybe value around 0.2, which I have already used, so I know that. You can make it according to your uh, scene, okay, according to your taste. So the more, if you change the value to higher number, the image you will get the sharper, and if you create the number around 0.1 0.01, the you get the blurry image. So let's see how it's looking after rendering. So go to render. One more thing we have to do is in performance we have to increase the tiles 256 so that our rendering will be fast, and the samples would be 200 maybe for now. Control S, and let's see how it's looking. I'm going to use the 720p preset for this, and 50% compression, and let's see how it's looking. Yeah, we are almost here. Let's make it 100 and render again. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, so we are at the final stage of the rendering, and when you increase the samples you will get the more sharper image. You will don't get this kind of noise which we are seeing right now. So increase the um, samples and you will get the lot better better results. Okay. So the last thing left is to render the animation sequence and take it into the compositor. Okay, so to do that, select your path, which I am going to use. Create a new path which is renders and animation. Okay, select that, and for the final I'm going to use 500 samples, and the image would be PNG. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so to do that, just hit on animation. So once your animation is done, and you can see in the source folder the whole animation sequence is here. Okay, so I'm not going to and render the whole animation in this because I already have. So once it's completed, the last thing we have to do is take our animation sequence in the compositor, in Blender compositor. So you have two options here. One is you can click on this compositing here right now and it will take you to the compositor, and the second thing is, which I'm going to use in this tutorial, is save, Control S, and I'm going to use a different file to create the composite. So let's close the previous one and go to compositor, delete this default cube. Okay, and let's save this, and we are going to rename it to Project Hope Compositor Composite version 001. Save. So once you have compositor, first you have to enable use nodes, which will provide you these two things, render layers and composite. And then we don't need render layers because we are going to use our sequence, so delete that. Shift A and input image. Now open it and go to your project path or your render path, whichever you have selected. Go to, in my case it's animation. In the animation, select one file and press once or twice A on the keyboard and then open, and you can see the whole sequence is loaded in this image node. Okay, so connect this to compositor here and you can see nothing is happening. So one more thing we have to do is enable this backdrop and nothing happen again. So we need a viewer here. We don't have a viewer, so again shift A and input, not input, output and viewer. We have viewer now. So we have to connect this image sequence to both of them. So to do that, press shift and left mouse click and drag it so that it will give you this the medium to attach both these things. Okay, so connect that and you can see we can see in the backdrop our final image. So first we need to zoom in a bit to adjust our screen. So where it is, select composite, where it is the option, yeah, here in the zoom you can select 0.7. okay, so once this is done, second thing we need, first thing is the letterboxing, like the film gate, we can say that. Okay, so shift A, again input image and open and go to your, I will provide the link of that. So where it is, yeah, here, oops, sorry, here. So we have the letterbox here. So to attach that, again shift A, go to color and mix, set the transition to divide and connect this here, your image sequence in the first image option and this letterbox to the second one. Okay, so now you can see it's attached to our scene. Oops, drag it over here, something like that. Okay, so few more things we have to do is, so again shift A and go to your filter, and which is glare, attach the glare, choose fog glow, and in the threshold value put it around 0.1, the low value, and just you can see the glowing option here. You can see the bulb is glowing now, it's looking more realistic now, so you can play with that value. In my case I'm happy with 0.2. So the next thing is bit of lens distortion. So shift A, distort, and go to your lens distortion, select that, and in this value set it value maybe around 0.006, maybe we just need a little bit, 0.007 maybe, yeah. Okay, one more thing we have to do is curve adjustment, shift A, color, and there is RGB curve. Okay, so maybe place it over here so we can see a lot better, maybe just higher, and drag it something here, yeah, something like that, whatever it's up to you. And one more thing left is you can go to your scenes option over here, and in the color management tab you will find the look, and for this I am comfortable this one, Vista 400, and it will give you the most subtle and vibrant image. Okay, so this is almost done. It's almost done, and you can see it's looking pretty good. So last option is to render the whole thing in the MOV option. So to do that, go to your render settings. Okay, this time you can again set the preset 720, which is our image size, and in the here we are going to use H264. You can use whatever you want. You can use MPG, whatever. I am going to use H24. It will give you the MP4 format MOV. Okay, so again select the path, which is I'm going to use is in here. I'm going to create a new folder, which is MOV. Select that, accept, and everything is done, I think. Make sure in the post-processing compositing and sequencer is enabled. Okay, so performance, make it 256. It will render faster in your GPU. Okay, so everything is done, I think here. Okay, what we need is make sure you are in Blender cycles renderer. Okay, so when it's all here, check again your everything is, I think, looking fine. Okay, just enable this here GPU compute, and let's see how fast it can render, because this time it will fast render, and you can see it will render. Oops, select the animation render, sorry, my bad. And you can see how fast it's calculating all the frames. So I'll be back when my render is completed, or MOV. So now the MOV is completed, and we can see in our destination folder, which is MOV in my case, and you can see the whole MOV is completed. So let's see how it's looking now. Open it, and maybe and you can see it's successfully done, and I hope you all get the same results just like that. And if you have any issues, any queries, any difficulties, doubts, you can comment on this video, and hit like if you like this video, and please do subscribe my channel. Thanks for your support, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.